See? Darn thing. All right, y'all should be able to hear me now. See, there's a reason for everything. I believe in that. All right, so we're going to give it a little bit here, let people kind of trickle in a little bit. Now that the audio's good, the sound's good. All right. So there was a few people that left some comments earlier. Cat, what a cutie. All right, typically I'm able to see the chat. I don't know why I'm not seeing it. Maybe I need to. I don't know. No, that's not it. Okay. Well, apparently two people had left too earlier in the last one. Probably that you guys couldn't hear me. So we'll let this populate here for a little bit. But yeah, guys, this message, it's ready to come through. It's for sure. I would have you possibly like looking out at the night sky if the moon was out, and well, then it would be, how do I see the cards? Because I don't really need the cards for this reading, but I know that they help. They help anchor in because they each have a unique meaning to the viewer. So we'll just give it a couple minutes here and let people kind of trickle in here. But yeah, as I said, I would have the view being out of the sky, but yeah. Okay, yeah, we got Emperor energy here, guys. Ooh. Okay. Well, I'm just going to start the flow because, yeah, just going to get her started here, and then I'll re-upload this for as a regular video. I think that's how that would work, right? Just so people can have access to it. I'm going to see if I can figure that out. It wouldn't seem to let me do that with the last one. I don't know. Had some changes with the internet, so that should clear that up. All right, so we're going to just dive right into this. I started to record this reading and it came through very clearly that this is meant to be alive. You are a unique individual in this world, and you look around you and you're just kind of like, oh my gosh, am I the only one? And no, you're not. You're not the only one. That's one beautiful thing about the internet. Us Rios, we could find each other here. We can connect with one another. We can hang out. I don't know what that sign means before this, but hi. I don't know what that means. But yeah, like in the previous reading, I had started it and my mic wasn't working. So I restarted it here. Should be fine. If I lose audio, do let me know in the comments. So you're not alone. Us Rios, we can find each other here. Now, you are not willing to make yourself small to conform. That title was clearly brought to my attention, but there's so much layers to it. It's like, to really ground it into the physical, it's like you're an adult. You're a grown-ass person. You've been through some things. You've been around the block. You've seen some things. And this is not attached to the number of your age. I'm going to put that in there right now. You could be old and wise and young chronologically. So it's going to put that there. And you look around you and you are surrounded by people who are still in high school. They're still playing the games. They're still entertaining the popularity contests and the competing over someone else's attention just because, not because they actually care, but because it's all about them. And you just see all of this. And you're good. You're good. By the way, Lenny is saying hi, guys. It's my cat. So some masculine energy there for you. You're good. You're good. You're not going to feed into that narrative. You're not going to allow that to create your story, because if you did, then you would be going, okay, even though I'm older, I'm wiser, I'm mature, I can see these games from a mile away, what they're playing, I'm going to make myself conform and follow along and participate, because the alternative is being alone. No, it's not. There's other Rios out there in the world. And yes, you are a Rio because you're aware. You see it. You know it. It's right in front of you. Like, just as this reading was starting, I had the Emperor card come out. Face up. Face up. Like, this is upright. This is balanced, assertive energy. I have the Tower in the reverse, and the Hermit is turning. This is internal change. You are making conclusions. You're drawing assessments of the information coming to you, and you're aware of both sides. There is such a thing as toxic positivity. There's just so many layers to this. It's like the skim on top of milk, like fresh from the farm. There's just all that cream up there, and all this energy is floating. You're not feeding the narrative that they want you to write. You have put a bookmark in this novel of you, the you before that would make some excuses, because, I mean, you know, you're human. You don't want to be alone. But you also, now you're at this point where you're like, yeah, I don't want to be alone, but I don't want that to be my company. I would rather be in all my great, grand, peaceful gloriness of Rio than be around these games, these dramas, than feed into them and make excuses for it and participate. And now, you know, you're on this other side of the bookmark. You're not just a survivor. You're choosing consciously to thrive. You're protecting your peace, regardless of their drama. And I'm saying that because it's seeing both sides is vital. It's the saying of keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. How they move tells you immediately what their goal is, what they want from you. And if you own what they're projecting, then you create. That's what they think. That if you have the thought, you create it. No. You're at that point where you're sitting on the throne inside of your internal kingdom consciously. It's not your ego that's sitting on that throne. It's not your higher self. They're there, but you're consciously in that seat. You're taking in all the information, and then you're deciding how you write the story. You are that balanced emperor, regardless of gender, in the upright. You are passing judgment on the information, and from that judgment, which is a triggery word, which is silly, it's silly, you are choosing how you want to create life. We are born making judgments about our environment. Is this warm? Is this cold? That's a judgment, technically. So if this energy feels bad, it makes you feel like you don't want to be there, then don't. Right there, you're creating a whole new story, a whole new narrative. And you've gotten wise in your emperor state, and your hermit energy has really, really brought that into balance. And you're creating. I have the magician in the inverted. It is pacing you. You are aware of all of these changes. You're aware of all of this energy. Oh, because this would typically be a reading that I would have words in the background. It would be on the black and white, and you'd have a good idea of what's going on. For lives, I would like to have you guys, you know, looking at nature or something, but it's too dark right now. Just kind of answering this comment here. It's too dark right now, and I can see the cards, and it's not that I need the cards, but I know that there's synchronicity. There's a synchronicity, because each card has a unique meaning to everyone that is tuning in, that is watching. It means something to you. Kind of like an inside joke, like between you and, your spirit team, for lack of another way of talking or labeling. So that's why it's dark. I have it face down because I don't want it to be about me. This is not about me. This is about the message coming in for you guys, the energy coming in. But believe me, I can relate. I can relate. Waffle, I'm sorry. I was just in the flow. That's all. Hi. So, you're choosing how you want to write your story. Now, I don't know if this is something that just really shifted for a lot of people all at the same time, but there is a crucial moment. And if it didn't happen just now, it may be coming, where you're going to know that because you're aware of what they want you to create, they don't actually have the pen. They don't have the reins. They can't create without you going, all right, sure, I'll give to that. You don't have to conform. You don't have to. You don't have to make yourself small. There are other Rios out there. Getting something coming through here, and I'm kind of trying to listen in here. Oh, all right. So just like with that Hermit card, we have the Three of Swords, which stands for broken heart. That energy is being highlighted right now. It's multi-layered. So it's about like the dreams that you've had for your life. The things, the new beginnings, the projects, the jobs, the partnerships that you dreamt about that didn't either get to be realized or didn't quite work out the way that you wanted. When you look back at your past and you realize that you didn't know this was going on, so they wrote that for you. And they, like, it's like a pervasive energy that challenges us to take the reins back, and it shows up in people and energy and dynamics. And you look back and you're like, okay, well, what did I learn? Because I can write into this how to feel negative about it. I could feel terrible about it. Hi, Neil. Sorry, I'm in the flow. I'm not just there. I need to get another screen so I can see that. Well, one is recording. I can have the screen right in front of me and be more attentive. So, those new beginnings. I don't know about you guys, but I just feel so much excitement because you're aware that you have the reins, you have the pen, and there's this new beginning starting for you. That's why this broken heart is in a state of turning. Because I have justice internally here as well as the King of Pentacles. This is coming into your physical. You're writing your own justice. And what would the greatest justice possibly be? I mean, sure, it could be, like, look at me and my bajillion houses and my extra commas, but really it would be to be completely unaffected, to be happy, to stay in that state, no matter what projections they send your way, to choose to be fully present in your now and be completely content. Like, wherever you may be, you're sipping a Mai Tai or you're having some hot cocoa and you got your feet up and you're enjoying your moment in the now. They want you upset. They want you fretting. They want you worried about the little things that you need to fix because you must save. And it's just, that was a very key part that came in the reading before I started the live, where they were like, you need to be doing this live, not recording it. You need to be doing this live. Like, okay, so there's this hook that they get us to kind of like come closer and pay attention. And this is a test of almost like self-assessment. Like, where are you on this, right? So being a kind, caring, empathetic, compassionate individual, there's this person that just seems to kind of like, I don't know, have potential. They show that they have potential they want, and then they show you all their toxin. They show you all the manipulation. They show you all the things that the world they live in has taught them, gets them your energy, gets them your focus, your attention. And it's the way that they know. Okay. So on one hand, you feel bad. You want to help them. You want them to grow because you see that potential. But is their growth your responsibility? No, it's not. Their growth is not your responsibility. It is their responsibility. And I'm hearing your cutoff game is wicked cold. But there's a lesson in that. There's a lesson in that because it's so abrupt, it's so complete. They're going to think about it. And that is a synchronicity for a smaller number in the collective that will encounter this reading. That'll hit for you. That'll resonate. That's not past energy. That's now energy. It'll start them questioning what they did. They're realizing that Rios exist because you contradicted everything they'd ever encountered. They were fascinated with you, and they tried what new worked with other people with you, and it didn't. It fell flat. You won't be manipulated. You won't be guilt-tripped into making excuses for them. You won't be sucked into trying to fix this little birdie with the broken wing, like directly. The way that you help as a Rio is you protect your peace, meaning you don't let that hook into your direct energy. You put that energy out there for the collective and how you move, the little things you do. Maybe you have a platform like this. I don't know, because you guys are so creative. There's so much you can do that can impact everyone. That's how you help the little broken birdies that come into your direct energy and ask for admittance to stay. Because the only people, the only energies that get to stay in your energy are the ones that can match you, which means you only let other Rios in. And they have the self-respect to ask. They don't just assume. It's all about boundaries. It's all about boundaries. Now I didn't have, I have the Empress here. You're coming into your abundance. It's like you're looking over everything that you can create. And you're going, what do I really want? What would another Rio that I would give admission to? That I would say, yeah. In this proverbial sense that you have this castle of boundaries around you. And you have the moat. And you have like the crocodiles and the dragons and the water. But the drawbridge, that's admittance. They can ask, but you don't have to let them in. You don't have to give them safe passage. Who would you give safe passage to? What dreams would you allow yourself to give to? And it's not just people here. This is dreams. This is every time you had a broken heart over a dream or a creation or a process and you were hopeful that this time it would all click. Now you have the range, you have the awareness, so it will. It will, because you're writing this narrative. So what are you going to give to? And what would that look like? Because whatever it is that you choose to give to, and you're identifying in this energy, you're this balanced emperor. You don't get to be balanced and be predominantly in one energy, to only give to one side of the coin. You are able to see everything. And you value the input of both sides, that whole keep your friends close and your enemies closer. To be aware of what's going on in the shadow does not necessarily mean that you are to be battered around by it. It means that you can understand what they want. You don't have to live it. You don't have to experience it. But you could see, you could know. And there is a side to positivity that can be toxic. There is that, where it's like judgy and it's put downy and it's hypercritical. Whatever that is. Just, yeah, definitely high school like vibes here. Bad. And you're able to make that change as a Rio for the collective by how you choose to move. And that, I'm getting that quite a few of you are at this pivotal moment where you're entertaining having an energy come in, dropping that drawbridge. We have 7 of Swords inverted. Discernment, sharp. Because you have that balance in both sides, you're able to see the lies. But this isn't the lies or the deceptions or the manipulations that, are necessarily directed at you. This could be the lies that they tell themselves. It's like the pink elephants in the room that, they're theirs to heal. It's not for you to flaunt in their face, but you see them. You're aware of them. You know them. That means you can make a fully informed decision. And they're going to be able to see the same thing in you because they're a Rio. And this someone isn't necessarily a romantic interest. This could be a friend. This could be someone you're collaborating with. It could be someone you haven't even met yet, but you will. Could be someone you're going to mentor, or they will mentor you. Any good teacher will tell you that they learn a lot from their students. And they don't know everything. They're humble about it. Ooh. 4 of Wands. Whatever this Rio energy is that is coming to you and asking you to let them in. They feel that they're ready to meet you toe for toe. And I'm getting some past energy with this. Whereas like they weren't necessarily sure before. They had some healing, some things to do, like, they talk about, like, you're not at a green light, you're at a yellow. There's some things to learn here. You're not quite ready for the green light. Oh. I don't know about you guys, but hearing that is just annoying when you're at the yellow light. The reason that I'm going live is because this energy is meant to hear you in real time. How interesting. It's like your guides are showing up. And they're new possible pathways are showing up because, I don't know, some sync will come through and it'll connect something that wouldn't connect otherwise. Interesting. Oh, you guys, that kind of fascinates me, how we weave and channel things, how we create so much change in everything around us. But yeah, you're not willing to conform. You're not willing to give to anything that can't match your energy. Is there anything else that's here for this collective tuning in? Is there anything else that needs to come through here? So if not, I'll bring this reading to a close. If there's nothing more specific for those tuning in here. Or I'll move into another layer, one of the two. Because this is very physical at this point. Oh boy, I have like a whole statement here for you guys. Okay, so we have the 8 of Swords internally, and 5 of Swords upright, and 6 of Pentacles upright. Ooh, that's powerful. The truth of where you have been bound within. You're seeing the difference between when you were asleep to their writing of your narrative. And the difference now that you can be aware that's what they want, these, energies, not necessarily people, what they want to write for you. And now that you're aware of that, you're aware of how much you can actually change that. So you see the difference within yourself from when you were bound, you were kept from being aware versus now that you are. And you're not entertaining the high school drama bullshit. You're not entertaining the games that they want to play, the guilt trip you into giving to things that they just don't empower you and they take from your peace. And they're meant to keep you chasing your own tail so they can continue to create with your energy. And that's just more of the same for more people. Creating more of that drama in others' lives and just amassing like this monopoly of creative energy. But you are willing to equally give and take with yourself. You see both sides of the coin. And you make decisions about what you create from there. That whole thing where they tell you, you can't love someone else until you love yourself. Ooh, okay. One, they're telling you that they think that you don't love yourself. Who the hell are they to tell you that? They're not you. You are the only one who knows your experience from your perspective. They don't get to speak over you. Two, telling you to get from point A to point B doesn't help to like ground this. Like, okay, so am I driving? Am I taking a train? Am I flying? Give a little detail of what you think the steps between getting to A to B look like, act like, feel like, move like. No, you don't have any help for me with that? Well, then, great. You've helped me a whole lot and not at all. On top of trying to tell me that you think I don't love myself, right? There's this kind of just full on taking your power back. The first step in my own journey, my own experience from lived like school of life wisdom is just accept where you are in this moment. To ground it, what is the balance in my bank account? Do I have a roof over my head? Do I have food in my kitchen? Are my dishes done? Like where is everything currently sitting in this moment? And then you can build a plan. Okay, well, I'm going to do the dishes. When it comes to self-love, it'd be like, okay, well, what makes me feel better? What brings me peace, brings me joy? Okay, well, I'm going to try to make that something I do every day. And over time, your daily experience will become more and more positive. So you're giving to yourself. So that's just one way of how to get from point A to point B. But regardless, equal give and take, if you're willing to do those things, to give yourself those things, no matter what chaos is going on, because the truth is if you don't take time to fill your own cup, i.e. you don't give to you, you're not going to be able to be that strong pillar that can withstand any storm, that lighthouse. You're not. You have to give to yourself. And it doesn't matter what other people think that looks like. It's what it means to you. For example, hermit mode. We had the hermit card come out. You learned a lot in hermit mode. But that card is in the state of turning upright. It's starting to be like, I'm ready to share my wisdom. I'm ready to share what I've learned, to let my light be known because my boundaries are clear. They're firm. Not just anyone gets to be that close. But I will make my presence known energetically in how I move and how I speak. And that can have the impact on everything on the other side of the moat. But only certain people get the drawbridge dropped for them. It's not just anybody. And this energy wants admission, and they're coming to you in Four of Wands upright, meaning they've done the work. They're not going to want to take from your light. They're going to want to contribute to build something together new, better, more. They want to co-create with you. And as I said, it's not necessarily going to be romantic, though for some of you it definitely is. This was the sign, this was the synchronicity that this energy was waiting for, this shift where you're just not allowing energies to think, if this were to be like people, the dynamic, if this were to be people, it would be, if you're a Rio, you're able to pick up on the subtleties. You're able to pick up on the flow of energy, the dynamic. You're there, you're aware, you're present. So you know that even though they're inviting you to hang out, that really they have an ulterior motive. That really there's something else going on. And this may be just like a surprise party. So you're giving them the benefit of the doubt. Okay. Well, it does end up being a positive surprise. Okay, that's strike one. Right there. And then how they handle that, that's determining whether or not it's strike two. There is no strike three. So you're not entertaining, even past strike two. You're not creating with energy that wants you to feel small. And this, I have the Hierophant facing you here. This is divinely orchestrated. This moment, you'll know what it is when you encounter it. And this is where I'm going to leave the reading. This moment, you will know it when you see it, when you encounter it, when you're in it. You have put the bookmark in place, and you're only accepting other Rio energy to co-create with you. Everything else can learn by observing, can learn by the energetic ripples out from you, because you're not in high school. You're a grown person. And I'm saying this as a metaphor. I have worked with individuals twice my age that were still moving like they were in high school. Still the gossipy backstabby, still the, I want everybody to like me, so I'm going to sabotage you and I'm going to spin everything that, I hear about you in the worst negative way to other people, and then they'll all like me and nobody will like you and I'll be so great. That kind of a thing. No, that's some high school bullshit. But that person was twice my age. So it's not about age. It's about how you move, how you choose to create with other people. And if you can only feel big by making someone else feel small, you're still in high school. So those individuals can learn from the other side of the moat. They don't get to come inside. They don't get inside the boundaries. Only other Rio energy. And you'll know this moment. It's meant to occur when it happens. And it's meant for you to see. It's not about anybody else. It's meant for you to see how much you've grown and own it. It's kind of clear that this is something that, the positive forces in the universe that only want you to be happy have been trying to get you to see that you're there. And you just couldn't own it. You couldn't see it outside of you, owning that feeling. Where you're like, yeah, I don't really want to react that way, but I used to, or I could have, and I remember when. But that's not where I am anymore. Seeing that contrast locked it in on your side. You put the bookmark there too. I'm an adult now. I am not a child. I'm an adult. I am not in high school. I am here. I am not just surviving, I am thriving. I am choosing to give to thriving. It's uncharted territory, it's unknown, but I'm here for it because I know I have the power to write it. Regardless of what my intuition brings to my awareness, I can choose how that story goes. I write it the way I want it to be, regardless of whatever negative energy could come through. So, to all the Rios out there, thank you. You're awesome. Congratulations. And you have a lot to look forward to because you're turning these broken dreams into like actual dreams you get to live. The broken hearts are no more. They're no more. Why choose to have a broken heart? Why? Why? And, oh, yeah, I'm not speaking to that. That energy that just came through, no, you don't get to have time here with that. Go watch someone else. You don't get to be here. I'm not speaking to that. All right, thank you. Thank you very much for being here and everyone who spent time in co-creating this reading and is at this point, all these Rios. Congratulations. I'm excited for you. I look forward to seeing what you create in the world. I look forward to those positive ripples out from you. Those little winks from you that let me know that your ripples have reached me where I'm at. I'm looking forward to it. So thank you for being you and not making yourself small and conforming to someone else's expectations of who they think you ought to be. Thank you. The divine, the love within me, sees and honors the divine, the love within you. Namaste.